Yes, the second race, the third Palm Flyer, the second went to Kyalia, and Flying Visit won the first. So Gay Waterhouse has won 3 at Newcastle and 2 of the 3 here at Royal Randwick. Now only Aeronic to move in. 1800, the journey of race 4. This is the Barclay Molam Handicap. And Aeronic is in, and we're set ready for action. And they're off. Nice even break too. Aeronic wide out, jumped out quickly, closer in. Feroz Honor is not far away from the lead. Sherwood is looking for the front spot, and Zerelda's fourth, and Showdoll pushing up towards the front position. Then the Victorian mare Mystic Melody, a length and a half, Queen of the Desert from two-time Tart Miss Zoe, and last of all is Shake a Tail. Into the back of the course they go, past the 1400, and the mare from Canberra, Showdoll, goes to the lead now. Nearly 2 lengths on Aeronic. Third is Feroz Honor, 3/4 Sherwood the outside, and a further 2 lengths. Coming Zerelda parked on the inside of Mystic Melody, a little more than a length. The Miss Zoe racing around Queen of the Desert, and two-time Tart on the outside of Shake a Tail of the joint tailenders. Onto the next corner they travel, and they're going past the 1100, and Showdoll lopes along about 2 lengths clear on Aeronic. Third is Feroz Honor from Sherwood. A couple further back on the inside is Zerelda, then Mystic Melody, closely attended by Queen of the Desert. A neck to Miss Zoe on the outside, and a couple to two-time Tart and Shake a Tail. No change whatsoever as they work to the 700, and Showdoll the grey mare, a length and 3/4 Aeronic, still a couple of lengths Sherwood around Feroz Honor from Mystic Melody. On the fence is Zerelda, then Miss Zoe, who's still about 8 or 9 lengths off the lead. Queen of the Desert over on the fence from Shake a Tail, and still absolute is two-time Tart. They're on the corner, and Showdoll the leader. Aeronic getting a little bit closer as they set sail for the judge, and a couple of lengths Sherwood wider out, and this trio lead about 4 lengths on Miss Zoe, who's made up many lengths, and so too two-time Tart. They come down to the 200 marker. Sherwood out in the centre goes to the lead. Aeronic, Showdoll surrendered. Miss Zoe is coming home reasonably well. It is Sherwood in front, however. Miss Zoe's a length and a half away second, and then comes Aeronic, but it's all Sherwood, and Sherwood much too good for Miss Zoe. And then Aeronic in a photo for third with two-time Tart, and then came Mystic Melody, Queen of the Desert, Shake a Tail, Feroz Honor. Showdoll wilted and beat one in, and that was Zerelda.
Well, Sherwood, trained by Johnny McNair and ridden by Paul Falvey, 38.70 and $8. Miss Zoe looked to be laying in with Justin Sheehan in the last 100 metres, and Aeronic third, 160. Numbers 915 and at $38.70. You can safely say, Alf, that Sherwood has blown most punters out of the water. Alf Matthews at Morfordville.
Yeah, you certainly can there, John. Well, we've got the pumper back in Adelaide today, and Jimmy, oh, well, I suppose your form's always good, but what can you do on Grand Ashes, though?
Well, the run was good the other day. They sort of went a little bit slow, and she probably got a little bit further back than they may have. Well, we've got trapped wide, actually. So from the 2 alley, probably box seat, and a bit of luck, get the right run and get the money.
Actually, that's probably the key to the race. You have drawn beautifully.
That's the thing, especially at that start. Yes, it's always nice to draw in, and I think she'll take up a nice spot, probably just behind the leaders somewhere in the first 4 or 5, Al.
In race 5, you're riding Tony Vasil trained Super Elegant. It's going all right.
He's been going good. His run was nice the other day, and his first up run. So I'd expect him to run well. There's a few whispers out for him.
There are, actually. Now, also in the Derby, you're riding Off Guard. I know you're very, very good. Are you this good to improve it?
Yeah, I'll have to pull out. I think I'll have to pull out about 20 out of 10 to get this one home. But look, if he goes back to his Tulloch Stakes form in Sydney, he's in the Derby up to his ears. Just whether he puts his mind on it. He went awful here the other day. He didn't really take any part in the race. But from 7 alley today, I'll be riding him forward and hopefully put him in the race, and he'll concentrate a little bit better than he did the other day.
Jimmy, did he seem to pull up all right after the race?
He pulled up good as gold. Look, it was his first go this way round, and he jumped and went to the corner and sort of wanted to get on the wrong leg, and when he got back in amongst them, he didn't really want to take part. So instructions from the boss at home are to go forward and put him in the race.
And you've got to follow instructions. And in race 7, Jim, you're riding the Graham Rogerson trained Count Christo. Look, his form's okay.
Yeah, look, I don't think there are a great lot of stayers, Alfie. I don't think there's any real standouts. Staying races are won by a different horse every week, so he's one of Rogers. He's pretty good at getting them right this time of year, so let's hope he can put his best foot forward today.
OK, what's your best?
The next Grand Ashes,
Good luck.
Thanks, Alfie.
Jimmy Cassidy. Yeah, right. Thanks a lot. I know I need a haircut. Jimmy Cassidy, look, he's in great form, and he'll bring everything out today as we go back to Doomben and Graham.
Right off, thank you. Runners ahead into the barrier stalls here at Doomben for
The Neville McBurney's horse.
Silent Impact.
Yes.
Caught your eye too.
Yes. This is a beautifully balanced horse, this, and he's the one, as they get over the ground, is going to make his presence felt. Beautifully presented. I really liked him. I think there's a struck match between those two.
What about Select?
For a start. Pat Donnelly about to release the field. And they're off and racing. City Habit jumped only fairly, came out in about the middle of the line or a shade worse. And on when they settle fully into stride, it's Riverdale going quickly to the lead. Winstead about to run at a second spot from Midnight Deal and Jean's Interest. Then came City Habit racing on the outside of Silent Impact. A couple to Marrock and Kazakh Bell and Sir Lancelot as last of all. Out of the straight, they head towards the crossing at the 1,600 metres mark, and Riverdale made play. Out by a half length, Winstead about to go to a clear second. Midnight Deal third on the rails. Jean's Interest racing fourth, and he's trapped 3 wide around City Habit in the middle. On the rails then came Silent Impact. 2 lengths away in the field came Marrock on the outside of Kazakh Bell, and Sir Lancelot whips them in as they run to the back. 1250 metres left to go, and Riverdale going along at a good clip, led by 2 to Winstead. And next to Midnight Deal on the fence, and Jean's Interest trying to get in, but he's still out 3 deep. City Habit's poking up in the middle, and Silent Impact is on the rails. 2 lengths away to Marrock, and then came Kazakh Bell and Sir Lancelot last of all as the field heads past the 1,000 metres mark. Riverdale made play, heading to the top corner. Out by 2 to Winstead, a Midnight Deal on the fence, and Jean's Interest having a luckless run out 3 deep. City Habit is still there in the middle in 5th position. The speed's been very, very true. Silent Impact is on the rails. 2 lengths away, Marrock, Kazakh Bell, and now Sir Lancelot about to take off. Down to the 700 metres mark, and Riverdale led by 1 to Winstead. Jean's Interest out 3 deep on the fence, Midnight Deal. City Habit ridden along to go forward in the middle, and he's doing so now. And quickly as they come to the turn, not a lot of room where he's going. So Lancelot's very deep on the corner, and then came Silent Impact and Kazakh Bell. Around the bend, and Riverdale led at the 300. Winstead and hot pursuit, so is City Habit. And Sir Lancelot coming on the outside from Kazakh Bell at the 200 metres mark, and City Habit went to the lead. Sir Lancelot second, Kazakh Bell, Silent Impact, Marrock out wide, City Habit the leader. Kazakh Bell's trying to drive to him, can't get there. City Habit's too strong. City Habit beat Kazakh Bell and Silent Impact. 4th home was Marrock. The next home in the race then came Midnight Deal. Further back came Sir Lancelot, Riverdale followed by Winstead, and last home was Jean's Interest. Tough win. Number 8 first, City Habit, ridden by Larry Cassidy, to pay 280 and 140. Number 6, Kazakh Bell, 220, and 2 Silent Impact, 150. Numbers read 8 and 2 after the running of the Conrad International Hotel Chairman's Handicap. Well, I'd say they've run a bit of time in that. That leader, Riverdale, really carved out a solid tempo. City Habit was always being niggled at from about the 800 metres mark to stay in touch. And Cassidy drove him through a space just coming up to the home turn. There wasn't much room where he went, but he got through quickly in the centre to challenge the leaders. And I just thought for a stride or two that Kazakh Bell might have been a chance with Marrock and Silent Impact, but City Habit's beaten them all off. And in the shadows of the post, he was actually drawing away to win.
Well, I mentioned before the race that Bruce Marsh is a regular visitor to Brisbane each year for the Winter Carnival, and it's not often we get the rider of a Melbourne Cup winner interviewing a trainer who's also ridden a Melbourne Cup winner, Larry Olsen.
No, John, we do have something in common. We did both ride Melbourne Cup winners, mate, and great to see you back here. You've always done well, and particularly City Habit. He's continued on from Te Rapa.
Yes, no, I think he's a very good horse in the makings, and I think there's only the start of it. I think he'll really go on. He's got a real nice staying horse, and yeah, looking forward to the carnival with him.
Yeah, Bruce, he had a lovely run throughout. He just sort of seemed as though he was a bit tight getting through at the top of the straight.
Well, everything sort of went perfect. He had the great draw, he had the lightweight, top jockey, and rode him accordingly. So, no, it was very good.
Where's he going now, to the Doomben Cup of those races?
Well, I'll sit down and talk to the owners, and there is a possibility he could run in the Doomben Cup. You know, just on the fact of the strength of the Doomben Cup might be. So we'll just play it by ear a little bit. But I've got it on for the Brisbane Cup, and you know, I'm pushing hard for that one.
Well, mate, your horses are looking superb here, and they do well, and you always have success here. So Good luck to you. But before you go, what about Hale later on?
Yeah, no, he is a top horse. There's no question about that. I honestly don't think he's a great could be a great Doomben horse, but he's a very good horse, and if he overcomes the draw and that sort of thing, he's forward enough to run a very good race, that's for sure. That's what we're looking for.
Well, mate, you brought over a couple of nice horses. Let's hope you get some nice race.
Okay, thanks a lot, Larry. Good.
That's Bruce, no doubt about him. He's certainly been over here enough, Tappy, and particularly here to Brisbane. He makes Brisbane his base for probably something like 3 months of the year. He always brings over a good horse. That horse was one, looked spectacular in the enclosure. But, mate, wait a little later and have a look at Hale. I think you'll see a nice horse, Tappy.
Good on you, Larry. I'll do that. And is it any wonder these New Zealand trainers like to get to Brisbane at this time of year? What a beautiful day they have for Doomben 10,000 Day. City Habit 280 and 140, Kazakh Bell 220, Silent Impact $1.50, Quinella 1180, Trifecta 44. Bruce Marsh, of course, was the rider of Silver Knight when that horse won the Melbourne Cup. OK, back to Flemington and Peter Hutchinson.
Yes, thanks, John. Well, my original pick in this race was going to be number 2, Royal Caliph, but after seeing Native Jazz, the top weight in the mounting yard, well, you just can't go past him. He's the only one that anyone's interested in on track. He is just an absolute magnificent horse, a huge horse. Miles Plum and Lloyd Williams looking for a running double, and I think they might just get it. He's been a bit harshly treated at the weights, I think, giving horses like Royal Caliph weight, but he comes in with a 3 kilo claim, which should help him to the line, I think. Royal Caliph, he's a great old stager, won last year's Ballarat Cup. This sort of race, Barrier 2, he did over-race a bit last start. From Barrier 2, he should be able to get a smother and settle. He's going to be the hardest to beat. And you've got to throw in All Tanked Up. This is his 3rd run in a fortnight, but he obviously thrives on racing. I think they're going to make a very interesting race of it. I don't think Native Jazz is going to get it all his way. So those are my...
Number 3, Tycoon Millie, and the hurdle. Race 1 went to number 4, Evans Advantage. This is the 4th. Here's Greg Miles.
Alongside it, Jamestown began well and Metalwood began fast on the outside, but settling down, and Native Jazz is going for the lead early. All Tanked Up, 3 deep moving up. Metalwood eased back to 3rd. Aberdeen Roses 4th the inside. 2 lengths Royal Caliph Refugee. Then Jamestown, followed by Tansman Celtic Revenge. And as they leave the straight, Prolific is back last of all. Now All Tanked Up has worked round the field and gone to the lead out to the riverside near the 2000. And All Tanked Up by a little over 2 lengths. The favourite Native Jazz relaxed in 2nd placing. Aberdeen Rose 2 lengths back 3rd. Metalwood a half length away 4th. 1 further back is Refugee in the pink colours, 5th on the inside of Royal Caliph. A length and a half Tansman in the yellow, being followed 1 length further back by Celtic Revenge, 2nd last Jamestown, and 2 Prolific last of all. All Tanked Up the leader by the 1700 and setting a good tempo, led by 3 lengths. Native Jazz came away from the rails there under McLeod, and he sits in 2nd placing. Aberdeen Rose is 3rd on the fence. A length further back is Metalwood. Refugee 5th. 1.5 Royal Caliph outside Tansman. 2 lengths then to Celtic Revenge, being followed by back at the tail end of the field there is Prolific, and Jamestown is just ahead of him. 1300 to go, and All Tanked Up's lead about a length and a half. 2nd Native Jazz. Aberdeen Rose is 3rd. Metalwood is 4th in the light blue. Refugee is 5th. A length and a half then to Royal Caliph, being followed by Tansman. 1 Celtic Revenge trailed by Jamestown and Prolific. There's been little or no change in the order. They're out near the 1,000 metre mark. All Tanked Up by 3/4 now. Native Jazz is 2nd. Aberdeen Rose 3rd. 4th Metalwood. Refugee now wanting to pull a bit on the inside, followed by Royal Caliph, and then came Tansman. Celtic Revenge towards the tail, so has Jamestown, and Prolific's been last all of the way. They're inside the 800, All Tanked Up by about a half length now to Native Jazz. Aberdeen Rose has had the run of the race 3rd. Metalwood is 4th, and there's Royal Caliph starting his run now. Next, Refugee. Jamestown tries to go with Royal Caliph to say come with runs round the outside. Into the straight, All Tanked Up at the 500, led from Native Jazz, Aberdeen Rose and Royal Caliph deeper out. Just behind those horses, Tansman and Refugee, passing the 400 metres, and now Native Jazz has asked for the supreme run. He moved up and took the lead at the 300. Native Jazz now from Aberdeen Rose. All tanked up. Here's Prolific putting in a run down near the inside. Native Jazz in front. Prolific got into second placing from All Tanked Up. Native Jazz in front. Prolific making a race of it. Native Jazz by a head. He has to find. He does. Native Jazz wins it by a long head. Prolific, who ran a great race. Refugee 3 lengths away third. Then All Tanked Up, Tansman, Aberdeen Rose, followed by Royal Caliph, who wilted in the run home. Celtic Revenge was next. A long break to Jamestown, and Metalwood back at the tail.
Native Jazz got home. $1.60 and $1.20 winning double for Miles Plum and for Lloyd Williams. Number 4 second, Prolific. James Winks. Number 10 third, Refugee. 1, 4 and 10. Totes $1.60, $1.20, $2.40 and $4.50. Now Morfettville race 4. Let's update the Marsh Classic market. Grande Chasseur $4.20, Heather $6.10, go down to Flushed $9.20 and Bumbelina $4. We'll have a peep over the page. $8.40 is the only one under double figures. Number 13, Calm Smitzer. Now Bumbelina is
one from WA. So they're set to dominate again, the Vicks. Chalonnaise goes up, Spice Doll coming forward, Calm Smitzer follows along with the blinkers added today. She's ready. Heather's coming up, a last start winner of the Group 2 Emancipation in Sydney. John Hawkes is on track today. You may have caught him the presentation dais after the brilliant performance in the previous by Firm. Heather still walking around with Carlin. Bell Ball yet to come forward. The TAB favourite at $4, 1 Grand Echezot. $5 for 7 Bumbelina. Flying Perth Mare, who's won 14 of 27. A lot of black type wins amongst them. $6.50 for number 2 Heather. And ahead of it though, number 13 I noticed, Calm Smitzer. $4.80. In fact, it's firming up, Calm Smitzer. Now Carlin's ready. Spice Doll is set. We wait for Berlin. Bell Ball went up. Lady Marion comes up. And Bumbelina, she's got barrier 15. And she'll be near enough to last. So Bumbelina completes the line and they're ready now for the Marsh Classic. Set for a start. Marsh since 1986 with the SAJC. They're off and racing now. And Heather missed the start noticeably, and first away from the inside was Flushed. Chalonnaise is showing good speed, so too is Gold Crystal, and out wide going up towards the lead, Madame Plume, Spice Doll and Lady Marion, the first turn coming up. And there's a mad charge on as Lady Marion goes to the lead. Grand Echezot is going to settle down in 7th position on the inside of Bell Ball, followed by our Riesling, who's got back in the field inside Knights Upon Us. They're strung out. Then came Berlin, followed by Calm Smitzer and Carlin. 3 away was Bumbelina, followed on the inside, racing ungenerously there, Whoopie Ride. And last in a strung out field is Heather. In the Marsh Classic, it's Lady Marion, setting a very quick tempo, 2 lengths in front of Spice Doll, Dark Crystal. Then came in 4th place was Madame Plume, followed on the inside as they come up towards the turn at the 750 metre mark. Was Flushed. A further length and a half away was Grand Echezot inside of Chalonnaise, followed by our Riesling together there. On the outside, starting its run, Berlin just ahead of it. Bell Ball from Calm Smitzer, Knights Upon Us, Carlin. Bumbelina's a long way back and she's seeking an inside passage for home. And last of all was Heather as they swing the turn. 400 metres to go. Whoopie Ride third last. The leader, Lady Marion, has ensured a fast pace in the Marsh Classic. Leads the way from on the outside, Gold Crystal. Right to the outside, Madame Plume coming at them. Then Spice Doll, Calm Smitzer driving up behind them. Is off the rails to challenge. Madame Plume trying to pick up Lady Marion in the centre. Calm Smitzer from well back in the field. Here's Bumbelina starting to get out wider. Grand Echezot at the 100. Lady Marion still in front of Madame Plume. Calm Smitzer, Bumbelina closing but much too late. And Lady Marion won it. Lady Marion first. It's a photo for second. Calm Smitzer or Bumbelina clearly beaten only because of the barrier. Followed by Madame Plume. And then came Heather, which ran on. Further back was Flushed from Grand Echezot, Spice Doll, Knights Upon Us, Carlin, Berlin. Then came Gold Crystal, followed by, well back there, our Riesling, Bell Ball, together with Chalonnaise and Whoopie Ride. What a run, the Perth mare, but the winner of the race is clear cut in a time of 1:36 and 51. Lady Marion has led all of the way, take nothing away from her. Stephen Baster for Dean Lawson at Flemington. Seconds closer than it looks, but it will go to Calm Smitzer, number 13, which looked the winner for mine at the 200, but she didn't really finish off once she came to the outside of the winner. So again, you've got to put more credit on this win by Lady Marion. $24.50, $23 and $23.60. But what about the run of the third horse? She had to go back from the gate. Paul Harvey, who actually won this race some 4 years ago now on Spectrum for George Hanlon, he went for the inside runs, and admittedly she got a nice clear passage over the final stages, but the ground that she's made up has been astronomical. Any wonder she's won 14 races. But Lady Marion, so the prize goes back to Victoria. This mare by Dane Hill out of Marinique, raced by R.W. and Mrs. K. Altery. And that's her 7th win. Last start, Moonee Valley winner. You can see Calm Smitzer gets second at number 13 narrowly over Bumbelina number 7. 3, 13 and 7.
Righto, Hilt, thanks. Lady Marion doing all of the bullocking and holding them at bay to record a good win in the Marsh Classic, a lovely race for a mare to win. Now, Ascot, race 1 is right.
Pulls away, Fearless Fred. Now, the gatemen have earned their fees here with Midnight Avenue and now Fearless Fred. And the guys push Fearless Fred in, and again we're set for action. The Penrith City Holden, race 5, 15.50. They'll soon jump. There they go. And a little slowly away, Daniels the man. Fearless Fred won the jump and leads about a length and a quarter on Altiro. Millie May's wide out, not far away as Speed Merchant. Then Maloose. Clocko's caught very deep. About 3/4 to the favourite Midnight Avenue from Daniels the man. And about 5 or 6 lengths further off is Diver Down. Along the back of the track past the 1200, and Fearless Fred shows the way from Millie May. Altiro is third on the inside of Speed Merchant. Clocko having no luck. Midnight Avenue on the fence. And then Daniels the man, who's made up some ground as a horse off the rails at the moment. Maloose next to last and about to tack on Diver Down. They work onto the side. They're nearing the 800 marker, and the leader is Fearless Fred. He's keen to run. He's about 3/4 of a length over Millie May. 2 lengths to Altiro, shading Speed Merchant the utter. A length and a half then to wide out Clocko, followed on the inside Midnight Avenue, and between Clocko and Midnight Avenue is Daniels the man. A length and a half to 2 then Diver Down, who's past 1, and that is Maloose. Coming to the corner, about 8 lengths between first and last, and Fearless Fred has been the pilot from the word go and leads on the corner about a neck or so Millie May. Altiro angling for the rails run. There's room on the outside. Speed Merchant. Midnight Avenue's gone up on the inside and is following Altiro through the gap, but he'll need a bit of luck from here on in. Altiro swoosh to the lead past the 200. Altiro a length and a half. Fearless Fred. Midnight Avenue on the inside giving chase to Altiro, but she's in full flight. Altiro's raced away from Midnight Avenue. The bird's flown for the favourite, and Altiro wins it from Midnight Avenue. In third posse, Fearless Fred. Then came Daniels the man. Further away, Diver Down, Maloose, followed in by Speed Merchant, Millie May, and Absolute Clocko.
Well, another winner to Gay Waterhouse. Altiro, $3.70, $1.50. Midnight Avenue second. Fearless Fred third. 1, 2, 3 after race number 5 at Royal Randwick, and Chris Muntz aboard the winner. Well, they're on the heading out onto the track here for race number 6 at Doomben, the Jackpot Express Handicap for the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. And Hoo-Ha is well in commission, as you can see there, at $3.40. Paul Nolan, son of Paul Nolan, senior obviously, who is the trainer. Well, Paul Nolan Jr. joins me now. How many in that Nolan clan, Paul?
There's 7 kids in my own family, and then there's Dad's got a heap of brothers as well. So yeah, there's plenty there.
Yes, sure. And how many involved in racing?
My uncle Baz has got a stud. Another uncle Nick's got a stud. And then there's Michael and Dad are horse trainers. Yeah.
Famous name at Toowoomba.
Yeah, I hope so.
Righto, Hoo-Ha for your father in this event. Now, was no fluke in winning here winning at Eagle Farm last week.
No, definitely not, Graham. He could have. We had him also in at Toowoomba, and we were thinking about starting him in Toowoomba where he would have won. But as I said to Dad, you can't avoid a race because of one horse, the Expat, and we had to have a go at him. Yep. And if you know what can happen in racing, anything can happen. And as it was, we ended up winning. Yeah, so it was great.
How's he backed up? Bearing in mind this is only a week ago.
I still think he looks as good as what he did last week. You've got to try them. It's like a wet track. You've got to try them to find out. But I mean, in saying that, you know, he looks a picture and his work's been good during the week. And I'm hoping that he backs up really well.
Has your dad always had an opinion of Hoo-Ha?
He always was a great worker on the track. He worked like good enough to probably win a flying. And we thought, well, he's going to be a good thing to win a maiden on Wheatwood Day, which he did. But then we sort of thought, oh, well, if we bought him for a song, me and my wife Kylie and a friend of mine, Charles Black. And I mean, we just hoped to win a couple of races with him. And to win last week was the greatest thrill I've ever had. So, and it was 19,000 to boot. So.
And be even bigger today if it wins today.
Oh, yeah, it'll be real big, Graham.
Righto, mate, all the best.
Thanks a lot, Graham.
Thanks, Paul. Nice to meet you. Yep. Larry Olsen joins me now. You had a look at Hoo-Ha. What do you think?
Yes, he's right in what he said there, Graham. There's no doubt that the horse has done well through the week. He certainly doesn't look any different. Right. His win the other day just had to be seen to be believed, and there's no doubt the horse has got a lot of ability. Yes, I put him on top purely because of that reason. Bruce McLaughlin's horse looks stunning, the 14 Danehill Star. I've seen this horse when he had his first start in a race, and then, of course, he won at his last start up the coast, but this horse is a very fit horse, and he's got a lot of ability, so we've got to put him in.
Vane Halo?
Vane Halo is one horse I think represents a bit of value. This possibly is the horse I think with a bit of odds that I'd be backing each way. I wouldn't leave him out. And then the top weight. So my numbers are 2, 14, 11 and 1.
And there's strong support for Madison first up. I might let our viewers know.
Yes, Madison does look forward enough. He was sweating slightly in the enclosure, but certainly is forward enough to run a race.
Let's take you now to Alf Matthews, who's standing by with Stephen Baster.
This race, he's won 3 of his last 4. Mr. Tanzania from an awkward barrier draw at the 1600 moved in. The Toyota Federation Cup field is ready. They're set and away. Ackerbilk, one of the first out, and Sir Boom got away quickly. Typhoon jumped well. Mrs. Bentley goes forward with Lord of the Pines. Magneto got tightened up soon after the start. Mr. Tanzania has drifted back to be amongst the tail enders. Celestial Show bursts through after going 200 and takes over the running. Celestial Show in front of Ackerbilk, and going forward is O'Malley's Boy with a quiver on the outside. Lord of the Pines just off them 5th, and then came the grey La Zagaletta. Old Man going through on the inside, and they're trailed by Sir Boom. Hekalaka wider out on the course, about midfield but travelling wide. They're followed by Mrs. Bentley, a length and a half Noircia, being trailed by Mr. Tanzania and Mighty Impulse on his outside. 2 lengths behind them, Biggs, who's back towards the tail of the field there in company with Typhoon and Magneto. A quiver had gone round the field at the 800, led O'Malley's Boy. La Zagaletta deeper out 3rd, Celestial Show drops in for a nice trail 4th, followed by Ackerbilk. Mrs. Bentley off the track, followed then by Ekalaka. Back behind them is Old Man over on the inside, searching for a way clear as Mighty Impulse starts a run round the outside with Typhoon, and Lord of the Pine searching for an out. Sir Boom has drifted back. Mr. Tanzania is giving them a fair start. In the straight, it's a quiver tackled by La Zagaletta. O'Malley's Boy between them. Celestial Show's going for a rouse run and coming home, and then came now Ackerbilk with a run, and Typhoon down the outside nearing the 200. It's La Zagaletta with Celestial Show coming at him. Now Old Man's getting a run through with Ackerbilk. Old Man, Ackerbilk, La Zagaletta, Celestial Show. Mr. Tanzania flying home. Ackerbilk and Old Man are coming to the line together. Ackerbilk on the outside. Old Man, Ackerbilk. I think Ackerbilk a nose to Old Man. Mr. Tanzania flying 3rd. La Zagaletta 4th, and then Celestial Show just weakening to 5th from Typhoon and a quiver. They were followed in by Noircia. Back behind them, Biggs, Lord of the Pines, Sir Boom, and then came Ekalaka, Mighty Impulse, Magneto, Mrs. Bentley, and O'Malley's Boy. Judge will call for the photo. Ackerbilk on the outside, and Old Man came clear to fight the race out from a wall of other horses.